C'est encore Yves Kenao, c'est toujours Yves Kenao qui revient. Cette fois-ci, pour vous dire que Tempo Afrique TV vous offre plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision. Les chaînes européennes, les chaînes américaines, les chaînes asiatiques, les chaînes africaines. À un prix imbattable. À un prix imbattable. Tenez-vous bien. $185 pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Alors, où est-ce que vous pouvez trouver mieux que ça si ce n'est pas sur Tempo Afrique TV? Mesdames, Messieurs, appelez seulement le 612 804 0295 et vous serez servi. Vous serez agréablement surpris de voir plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision rouler sur votre écran comme ça et vous choisissez laquelle vous voulez. Alors mesdames, n'hésitez pas. N'hésitez surtout pas et ne faites pas compter. Prenez votre téléphone, prenez-le tout de suite et appelez le 612, le 804, le 02 95. Nous sommes là, ici à Tempo TV, pour rendre votre vie simple et agréable. Alors, saisissez l'occasion. $185 pour toute une année, pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Quoi de mieux que ça?
Welcome back. I'm your host Karma Afro-Contibo, and I'm with Africa Tempo today. Now, I know you haven't seen me in a while, and I'm sorry about that, but today I have a wonderful guest with me today. We're going to learn more about E Major. I just met E Major a few days ago, and he's a wonderful performer and artist here in Minnesota. And I'm just going to let him talk a little bit about himself. I know your first name is Emeka because my brother's first name is Emeka.
That's right.
But your stage name is E Major.
E Major.
So who is E Major? And like, tell us more about yourself.
Well, like you said, E Major, the E stands for Emeka, which is my first name, though everyone ends up calling me Jeremiah, which is my middle name. However, and then the major is major key or major sound.
Oh, like the musical
Absolutely.
notes. Okay.
Musical major, not minor.
Okay.
Even though the minors are great, you know.
Yeah.
You know, minor keys are great.
Yeah.
You know,
but major.
I stick with the major.
Right. I feel you. I feel
you. So yes, and you know, I am I'm a musician. You know, I love music. I'm an R&B singer first, and you know, Afro-pop. You know, Afro hip hop, you know, artist, and also a guitarist as well. So
nice.
Yes.
And where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Nigeria.
Okay.
From the Igbo tribe, pretty much. Yeah.
Igbo Queen.
Yeah. That's right.
So you have been singing in kind of the Afro style of music as well as American style. So you have that influence.
Yes,
of
you know,
both cultures.
Absolutely. Growing up, I had the opportunity of listening to, you know, growing up with all the Okoro Jr. and, you know, Chris Okotie and all these people that I've heard growing up. And as well, at the same time, because I was privileged to listen to, you know, the American R&B music, Michael Jackson as a kid. I mean,
right.
I always, you know, just everything Michael Jackson did, I like to do it. Every note, every line, you know, and I like to hit it.
Including his moves? Can you dance like Michael?
I don't know about that. I don't go that far.
Because I'm like, let's do it. I think they want to see a show.
No, well,
okay.
I didn't
Not
get
today.
that gift, but
okay.
you know, with the singing, I can own my own.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much, you know, ever since I was a kid, I was, you know, doing it. Yeah.
Doing that.
Yes.
And the song that I listened to, I really love it. It's Nneoma, and it's about. What is that song about? You can tell us about that a little bit.
Yes, Nneoma in Igbo language, Ne means mother, and Oma means good mother. And the song pretty much came from, you know, it's dedicated to my mother, and subsequently for all the mothers in the world.
Right.
You know, with being able to depict as much as I can the incredible sacrifice and love, unconditional love that our mothers and women, you know, give to their children.
Yeah.
I can speak directly for myself, and that's what I try to put in the song.
Yeah.
What my mom has done, for me, and I think it's one of those things that gets lost as you grow up. You become an adult. You get education, and you think, hey, I've made it. And then you seem to forget
the sacrifices,
that your parents, and then your mom has done for you. So I'm taking the opportunity to bring it back into the conversation about my mother, and then hopefully everybody else can also respect and honor their mothers.
Right.
When they hear that.
That's amazing. Yeah. Shout out to all the mothers out there, and definitely shout out to my mom. I'm gonna send you this song. Nneoma is the title. I think you would love it.
That's right.
So E major though, we have music is, for me, therapy, right? I love music. Everybody does, I think, to some degree. I'm a dancer myself, so I also like dancing music. But there are different types of music, right? How would you categorize yourself when it comes to music?
Right. So with mine, I think it's pretty. I'm blessed to be able to, like I said earlier, I grew up listening to hip hop and R&B, and having the African, so-called African background with the roots and the culture and everything. I'm able to understand the music, the African rhythm as well. So classifying my music would be, Afrocentric, Afro-pop, Afro R&B.
Afro something,
absolutely.
Right? The Afro is there.
Yes.
It's major.
Because, growing up, I've always done R&B all through my life and everything. But understanding that, wow, I'm also an Afro man.
Yes.
And do have all those, gifts and experiences.
Yeah,
so why don't I just merge them together,
right,
and then bring it out?
When did you realize this? How long have you been doing music for? And when did you realize that the major, like, you're majorly African and it has to really show?
Well, I would say probably 7, 8 years ago, but it's always been something on the work, in the works. Because again, there are other songs, occasions where you see yourself singing, doing Afro things and Afro music, but being that R&B and hip hop, the influence that it's had on young men and women growing up, while I was growing up, was really immense. So you tend to kind of focus just on that, but 8 years ago, I did, make that decision. I'm like, I have to, start merging those together, and then, because it's really, there's not much difference. It's just, in terms of the culture and the language, trying to mix it together. And a lot of people are doing it right now, and kudos to them. So yeah.
Growing up Nigerian,
right?
I know in the culture, because I'm Nigerian, so growing up Nigerian in the culture, especially in the U.S., right? A lot of our parents want us to be engineers, doctors, and if you want to pursue music or dance as a career, you might not get the support that you need. And I'm not like throwing any shade on our parents. I think these days is a little different. But in the age group that I grew up in, it was a little bit frowned upon. So what was your experience with that? Did you get all the love and support that you needed from the family?
I would like to say that I did, but I didn't. But it wasn't. I understood the circumstance and the situation, which I clearly enumerated in the song. The hard work, and the difficulties, growing up, and my mother and my father, working very hard just to, make ends meet. So when if they're not really supporting you from a musical standpoint, your musical dreams, and if they're wanting you to just go get that degree or whatever, or get a job that they can see maybe some sort of instant gratification, hey, I understand that. So I was fine with that. So I did have similar experience.
That's awesome. We love our parents dearly. We know the sacrifices that they've done for us, and they just want us to succeed. So that is what it is. So if you had to collaborate with a musician back home in Nigeria and in the US, and this is an interesting question because all the musicians at home, you can think about this too. If you had that one wish that you could collaborate with anyone, who would it be?
Oh, back home, I would say I like people with different voices. Texture of voice, right? Not something that you hear every day. So Davido, actually, I do like his texture of his voice, the way he comes up.
Love him. Love Davido.
I would definitely want to collaborate with him. Wizkid is great, too. But here in America, or in the, in the Western world, Definitely Joe and Stevie Wonder.
Ah.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, I love Stevie Wonder.
Yep.
So, what do you think is, because there seems different, like the American artist that you mentioned,
yes.
as well as the Nigerian artist?
Yes.
What is the similarity there? I mean, besides the love for music and the passion.
Well, is their authenticity.
The authenticity. Okay.
Because with Stevie Wonder, I mean, he is a man that don't need any introduction.
Exactly. Yeah.
The passion, from the instrument standpoint.
Yeah.
With his music, with his vocals and his ad libs, which is impeccable.
Yeah.
Right. So. Who can't go wrong with that?
Wrong with that.
And then Joe is just phenomenal, in his writings, and his delivery is just.
So Joe, first name Joe.
Yeah.
But for people who don't know him, can you tell us more? Who is Joe? Because that's just one name.
Yeah, Joe.
You might want to sing who Joe is. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, Joe. Yeah, that's the song. I'm sure everyone knows it. It's amazing how you knock me off my feet.
Okay.
No, oh no, every time you come around me, I get weak. No, nobody ever made me feel this way. No.
Hey.
You kissed my lips and then you took my breath away. So I wanna know.
Hey, okay. We're gonna have to pay to see the rest of that show.
Hey, thank you.
That was amazing. No auto-tune, guys. Like from here, you might think that there was. This is organic.
Oh, thank you.
That was
yes,
awesome.
It is. Thank you.
Well, so speaking of Igbo though, I just crossed my mind. Like you are Igbo, you're Nigerian American.
Right.
What other artists in the Igbo lands do you think they need maybe more awareness, more attention drawn to them? Because I, as a dancer, I often look for like Igbo music that I can dance to, because I am sometimes educating people about different songs.
Right.
But it's hard to find.
Yes.
Why is that, and how can we solve that?
Well, I mean, I think with the Igbo land, which is southeast. There are a lot of talents, over there. That's where Flavor and everybody, you name them, I mean, they all came out from there, from a gospel standpoint and also from a circular standpoint. But one of the things that Motion Major Records, which is the record label that I'm with, is dedicated and working, working to change, is the perspective that, if you're trying to make it in music in Nigeria, you definitely have to run to Lagos to do that, which used to be the capital. Abuja is the capital right now. However, so we're trying to since we have all these talented people and very, subsequently a lot more talented people back in Nigeria right now in the Igbo land and southeast as we speak, we need to have it be like a powerhouse where you can actually have people in terms of a marketing strategy standpoint, and whatever they need in terms of to be known. So like what you're saying, would become a reality. Like I have a gentleman, with Motion Major Records. His name is, the Real McCoy. I mean, the man is, incredibly talented, but again, nobody knows about him.
Right.
Like you're saying, we have, Leo Sant. Leo Sant is a phenomenal, vocalist and musician. And then nobody knows about him.
Right.
So
I don't.
These things, Izuelo, he's phenomenal, producer and a musician and a singer as well. So we dedicated to making sure that these people can be noticed, and subsequently everybody else that are there sitting in the cracks and no one knows about them.
Okay. So how do we get to know more about you and other people? How do we follow E Major and the movement? And,
yes. E Major. I'm on Instagram and I'm also on Twitter. So on Instagram is E Major _official. Okay. And on Twitter is @E Major _official. Okay. And you can always, look me up in motionmajorrecords.com as well. You can follow me there as well. So.
Okay. And following you would lead to like learning more about you and your music, as well as other people in the Igbo lands and Nigeria at large, or?
Absolutely. Learning more about me and my music, what's going to come up, the projects that we have going on and the upcoming projects, all the other musicians, collaborations and stuff like that. that will be coming down the pike, it's all there. And also, on all the other platforms, all the digital platforms were also there as well. So
nice. I'm definitely going to check you out.
Thank you.
So we have one question that's it just came in.
Oh.
And so the people want to know, are you married with kids? Or are you single and searching? Like, what's your status?
Oh. Well, I'm married with kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, be cool. All right, so E Major, what's coming up next for you as far as a project or new music? Like, what's cooking?
Well, one of the things that I'm focusing on, E Major, in terms of I'm trying to focus on the major aspect of music, in terms of major aspects of life. So what I'm going to be singing on, or what I'm going to be performing on, or bringing out the products that I'm going to be bringing out personally for myself would be things like that are, that last eternally. Like now, when you look at a song like Single-Nneoma, a song for mother, I want to be able to make songs that in every year, even when I'm gone, and people will be playing it.
Yeah,
right. So songs that talk about your life, things that bring about joy, encouragement, we're going to speak about bad times, but from the perspective of hope.
Yeah.
It's going to get better.
Yeah.
Things that everybody can really relate to.
Yeah. And speaking of hope, right? Because we're in this pandemic.
That's right.
And we have to be hopeful for the future.
That's
right. For a bright future. How has it affected you? Like, I know a lot of people, a lot of artists, they've just been really downcast and unable to produce, and some people have been extra gingered,
That's right.
So it's like, where do you fall into that? Like, how's it affected you?
Well, I mean, for the most part, is the camaraderie that I kind of miss, I mean, we went from being able to talk to people, hang out with people, shake people's hands. I mean, we black folks, we like touch it.
Right, we do.
We're these days, we can't touch anymore. So,
like, hey, phone call. Let's do a Zoom.
I know. So, anyways, for me, that's the big, the big aspect of it. Now being able to do what you want to do, go where you want to go. But from a musical standpoint, because of the fact that I am still, up and coming, if you will, it's perfect for me being able to harness using this time to actually, grouping together and bringing, some products out there and using the positive aspect of it, because there's a positive in every negative, things, right? So using that to my advantage. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm looking at your YouTube.
Oh.
E Major. So I just wanted to say it out loud just in case somebody was trying to find it. It's E and is that apostrophe? How do you say? Yeah, apostrophe Major, Major. And one of my favorite songs there is Nneoma, and he has another one called Energy.
Yeah,
right?
Energy, yes. There's a song called Energy, but it's actually by one of the artists in Motion Major Records.
Motion Major Records.
Yeah, his name is Badman Q.
Oh,
so look out for him because he is hot.
Badman Q.
Badman Q.
Yeah,
that's
some
right.
good energy. I'm really excited about this because, I mean, again, I'm Igbo, and I think we have great music from the South.
That's right.
That people need to hear about. Like, guys, we have amazing talent in the South. And I'm really excited that E Major is here to tell us more about it. And I'm going to stay connected with him. I hope you guys do as well, because he's going to help showcase all of the talent we have in Igbo lands in the southeast Nigeria,
right.
And maybe more, maybe further away. So, anything else that you would like to tell your audience today before we let them go?
Well, I'd like to thank my audience. I'd like to thank the fans, the people that have been supporting me, so far. But keeping the focus on what the song is saying, loving your mother and the sacrifices they've done, and shedding the light on what, the hard work and immense sacrifice that women, in general bring into our lives. I think that is something that we should always keep at the, forefront of our minds. So.
You heard it. You heard it. So, guys, I want us to take a quick listen of this song, Nneoma, that we've been talking about. We're just going to take a few seconds to hear it out before we go on about our ways.
All right.
Well, that was great.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of those things just.
Plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision. Les chaînes européennes, les chaînes américaines, les chaînes asiatiques, les chaînes africaines. À un prix imbattable. À un prix imbattable. Tenez-vous bien. $185 pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Alors, où est-ce que vous pouvez trouver mieux que ça si ce n'est pas sur Tempo Afrique TV? Mesdames, Messieurs, appelez seulement le 612 804 0295 et vous serez servi. Vous serez agréablement surpris de voir plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision rouler sur votre écran comme ça et vous choisissez laquelle vous voulez. Alors mesdames, n'hésitez pas. N'hésitez surtout pas et ne faites pas compter. Prenez votre téléphone, prenez le tout de suite et appelez le 612, le 804, le 02 95. Nous sommes là, ici à Tempo TV, pour rendre votre vie simple et agréable. Alors, saisissez l'occasion. Donc, $185 pour toute une année, pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Quoi de mieux que ça?